Midnight on the Sustainably Yours Homestead. In the house, everyone is asleep, so all is quiet. Well, almost all. Outside, though, the garden is alive with activity. Here, we see a grapevine beetle resting on a tomato leaf. These bugs eat the leaves of grapevines and other similar plants, so there's no danger in leaving it on the tomatoes. However, a visit to the eggplant plants reveal a real pest. Tiny as though it may seem, these little grasshoppers have been a plague so far this growing season, chewing holes in all kinds of leaves in the garden. Here's another on the same leaf. And here's a longhorn grasshopper on a tomato flower. It would be well hidden for sure, if not for those two long antennae. Oh, there you are. Shining the flashlight on the cattle panel trellises reveal tiny but intricate old spider webs. Look how tiny the spiders are that made these masterpieces. But even the most magnificent of homes needs a little tidying up every now and then.
Are you taking it down?
This one appears to be rearranging some of her web. Very intriguing behavior. And the more we shine our flashlight, the more of these tiny webs we see. Perhaps one day these spiders will grow big enough to take care of our grasshopper problem. Elsewhere, a tawny garden slug, commonly known as a cellar slug or a yellow slug, slowly makes its way up a tall oak tree. Note the gaping hole in its side. This is nothing to worry about. It's called a pseudostome, and it's where the slug breathes. Slowly but surely, the slug makes its way up the tree, most likely in search of food. While down below, a grasshopper sits still on a piece of bark, attempting to stare deep into your soul. A cross spider, much larger than the spiders we saw earlier, sits in the middle of its web, snacking on a small bug that it has captured. Switching to ultraviolet light allows us to see more detail in the web, as well as what the spider is eating. It also holds certain other advantages. A moth drawn in by the light is quickly ensnared by the spider. Watch as she spins the moth while using her back legs to wrap layer after layer of webbing around her prey. And just like that, it's over for the moth. Now the spider must begin the tedious task of unlatching her capture, strand by strand. and then carrying it back to the center of the web. She patiently waits for her venom to kick in. But in the meantime, she still has her snack to finish off. After giving ample time for her venom to liquefy its insides, this cross spider quickly begins feeding on her latest capture. Oh great, more grasshoppers. This one appears to have just emerged from a molt. Notice the exoskeleton shell beside it. And finally, a good guy. This assassin bug is on the hunt, scouring a corn leaf for prey that it could devour. Perhaps it should look a little harder, though, for inside of this curled-up corn leaf, we find an armyworm. Armyworms are known to be terrible pests in the garden. Just look at all the damage that this one has done already. It will have to be removed at once. Well, the corn is hopping with activity tonight. Thought to be the most venomous spiders in the world, these harvestmen are neither spiders nor venomous. Yet another member of our pest control alliance in the garden. This is either an assassin bug or a wheel bug. Either way, it navigates through the corn maze, searching for prey. Another harvestman, this one on a fig tree, towers triumphantly over its latest meal. While some people find their appearance menacing, these arachnids are actually quite helpful in the garden. As our nighttime excursion closes to an end, we approach our front porch, where we find a sleeping dirt dauber wasp. Normally solitary creatures during the day, these dirt dauber wasps are well known for congregating at night in huge clusters, most likely for protection. Like the granddaddy longlegs, these creatures elicit an undeserved fear in many people. Highly reluctant to sting, they spend their days collecting spiders for their young to eat. Hopefully you've enjoyed this midnight tour of the Sustainably Yours Homestead garden. If so, please smash that thumbs up button and leave us a thoughtful comment. And if you're interested in following along as we continue to try to turn our home into a homestead, then be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when to be back for more daily, sustainable living.